So if you follow my channel, you know I am a massive fan of Tudor watches. In my opinion, they are making some of the best value tool watches, and they have been the brand that I look forward to the most at Watches and Wonders and when they release novelties. I love Tudor. I'm wearing my Black Bay 54 right now. But Tudor has a big problem that's only growing in that they're becoming too defined by one product line, the Black Bay. Now, there's nothing wrong with the Black Bay. The two Tudor watches that I own are both Black Bays, and I love them both. But I am worried that the brand is kind of getting swallowed up by this one line, and they're leaning too hard on this one line and not creating distinct product categories. And I should say before we go any further, this video is a very different style than my usual content. This is more of just a weird, bumbling rant. And I know spending my weekend sat at home overthinking the Tudor Black Bay is stupid and dumb, I know, but I get illogically invested in things that I don't need to. So I first noticed this problem this year at Watches and Wonders when Tudor made 4 updates to the Black Bay line. The Black Bay, so the original Black Bay model, getting the 5-link bracelet and movement upgrade. The Black Bay 54 being an entirely new model, essentially the Black Bay 58 but in a smaller size. The Black Bay 31 to 41 also getting a new bracelet update, and the Black Bay GMT in the white dial. So 4 out of the 5 of the Tudor novelties fall under the Black Bay umbrella. And if you go on the website and look under the Black Bay section, you'll notice some vastly different watches. So there are 2 big problems here. 1, the Black Bay line is becoming too broad and it doesn't have a distinct identity. And 2, because of this, it can be kind of confusing to talk about and shop for a Black Bay. So problem 1, I think Tudor and Omega have fallen into the same trap, where they have these different product lines that don't have distinctives. So think of the Omega Seamaster line. Within that product family is the Aquaterra, the Go Anywhere Do Anything Omega, the Diver 300, or the watch you probably think of when someone says Seamaster. There's the Planet Ocean, and some heritage models. Because of how broad the Seamaster category is, it has less of an identity. What is a Seamaster? What makes a Seamaster a Seamaster? Tudor's catalog is kind of becoming like this, maybe even a little bit worse. I know, I'm so sorry, Tudor lovers. Like, I'm still one of you. It just needs to be said. But the Black Bay now encompasses dive watches, the GMT, the Black Bay Chrono, the Black Bay 31 to 41, the Pro, and the P01. We've got a broad array of watch styles and complications all in this family. What are the distinctives? What makes a Black Bay a Black Bay? And I think it's the dial layout with the big loom plot indices and snowflake hands, but I'm not sure the Black Bay identity is an obvious one. This is also a blunder that surprises me coming from Tudor because it's the sibling of Rolex. Brand identity is something that Rolex does so well. For example, picture the Submariner in your head, or the Daytona, or the Explorer. Okay, now picture the Black Bay. I'd be really interested, comment it down below, what is the watch that came into your head if someone said, picture the Black Bay? With Rolex branding, there isn't some weird offshoot of the Submariner that looks like a Milgauss. Each product line is distinct, so I'm surprised this level of branding didn't carry through to the sibling brand. Okay, the next problem we need to talk about. Father's Day gift inspiration. And that's where today's fabulous video sponsor, Exter, comes in. I've always hated thick, chunky wallets. As proof, this is my wallet right now. And this is my husband's ridiculous wallet. It's huge. And we are both switching to these Exters. So I have the Exter aluminum or aluminum, depending on where you live, card holder in the olive green, and my husband has the Parliament in classic brown leather. Fantastic quality. And guys, okay, look at this. Are you ready? Do you know how satisfying this is? Hold on. It's like pushing a chronograph pusher. And it's not just slim, it's also useful and can carry all the things I need it to. So it has this band for holding my cash, and then around here at the back, here can hold more cards. This blocks the RFID to prevent wireless theft. They've got their Father's Day sale on right now. Go check it out. Use my link down below for 35% off and free shipping on all UK orders this week. Don't miss out. Awesome little wallet. Oh yeah. Why is this so satisfying? Okay, back to Tudor. So the second big problem I see with the Black Bay is just general confusion. I started to really notice the Black Bay confusion when I went to visit my AD the week of Watches and Wonders. I was chatting with our regular guy, he's really into his watches, and I was getting all excited about the new releases and chatting about the 5-link bracelet on the Black Bay. I thought I was talking about the Black Bay Burgundy, the Black Bay 41mm diver. He thought I was talking about the fixed bezel Black Bay, the Black Bay 31-41. It got more confusing than it ever needed to be until we realized, oh, we're talking about different things. And it even happened a few times in my video comment section where I couldn't figure out if people were talking about the Black Bay Burgundy or if they were talking about the fixed bezel. And the concerning part is, we're the enthusiasts. We're already the uber dorks who know way too much. We're the ones in the know. And if the uber dorks can't figure out what each other are trying to talk about, I feel like that must be a really difficult thing for people who aren't into watches to navigate. It doesn't get confusing around all of them, like the Black Bay Chrono, Unmistakable, the Black Bay Pro, the P01, but it's just a select pocket, namely the Black Bay 31-41, and sometimes even the Black Bay 58, because I personally would call them all the Tudor Black Bay. And if I, as someone who is far too emotionally invested in Tudor, am getting confused by the language, it's even more confusing for the people who aren't invested in the world of watches. I feel like Tudor has pushed a good thing as far as it can be pushed, and it's becoming a bit much. It's an umbrella that encompasses too many things. Okay, so if I would have made this video before Watches and Wonders 2023, I would have said that I think Tudor is moving away from the Black Bay brand, and we can see this in their newest models. The Tudor Ranger not falling under the Black Bay umbrella and standing on its own, the investment into the Pelagus line with the Pelagus 39 and the FXD. I would have said that they have identified this problem and they're pushing away from it. But with Watches and Wonders being so Black Bay heavy this year, I'm not sure they are looking to differentiate their collections. I think it's really telling how big the Black Bay is for Tudor as a brand. If you go on their website and look at the products and the product categories, it is Black Bay sports watches, classic watches, women's watches, and diving watches. You have these big broad categories, and then Black Bay stood right alongside these really big category headers. This is a massive defining line for the brand, but it's also kind of a confusing one. I don't know, I think I'm just so stuck in Rolex land, and I really love the way they differentiate their lines. And I'm sad Tudor doesn't do the same, you know? Okay, rant over. I feel like this video is so stupid. No one has to care about Tudor as much as I care. Anyways, guys, help me feel like not a giant loser. Have you ever been confused by the Black Bay line? Do you have any strong opinions on this? I'm sure you do. Comment them down below. I'd love to hear it. And let's thank the patrons. And thank you, Exter, one more time. Click my link. You should do it. Come on. And it's that magical part of the video where we thank the amazing Pope tier patrons. All tier patrons are amazing, okay? But Pope tiers get a special thank you at the end. And today I want to thank my second longest standing Pope tier patron, Curtis K. You're amazing. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you all tier patrons. You are the best. But especially Curtis, it's your moment.